Okay, hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Jennifer Bishop. Welcome and thank you, especially to the guests. If there's guests on tonight, this is for you, really. And I'm super excited that you're here because I have an amazing story of hope to share with you. And, I hope that something that I say changes your life, like this business and products have changed my family's life, but you never know. You just never know. So I'm glad you're on or you're listening to the recording. And I just am super excited that you're here. Tonight I'm going to bring up here my screen share, and we're going to get started. So tonight we're going to be talking about biohacking your body, and that's a fairly new term for me. I always thought hacking was bad, but I've learned that hacking is good. So when you do a hack, you make it simpler, easy, and tonight we're going to be talking about biohacking your body. And have you ever been hijacked, by thoughts or environment? That's the bad stuff when you've been hijacked. So tonight we're going to talk about that. And first, I want to share my story because I think we all have a story, and boy, do I have one. So I'll go back. I'm going to share first my husband's part of the story. So back in 2001, my husband, Stephen, was diagnosed with ALS. And at that time, we were living like our version of the American dream, just living the dream. And this curveball happened, and he was diagnosed with ALS. And it rocked our world, I will tell you. We had a 3-year-old son at that time. They told my husband he had 2 to 5 years to live, to get our affairs in order, and to not plan anything more than 3 months in advance. And it totally devastated us. And so we are not victims. We're victors, and we got really, really involved with the ALS community, and one of those places was the Muscular Dystrophy Association. And you can see up on the screen there that we were put on the cover of Parade magazine. And the only reason I bring that up to you is that when that happened, we had hundreds of calls. Every lotion, potion, juice, acai berry, mud in Mexico, magnets for my husband's shoes, you name it, it came our way. Well, my husband's a math major from CSU, very analytical, extremely painfully skeptical. And mute here. There we go. And so when he heard, all this stuff, he said, I want to see the science. I want to see the science. I want to see the science. And nobody really had any science. Great testimonies. Grandma's cancer was cured in Mexico, but that was not for my husband. So kind of fast forward about 9 years ago. And during that time, obviously he was still living. It was 2001 to 2009. So the biggest blessing is that he had a slow progression. And so he had time enough to do something. Well, in 2009, a very good friend of ours brought us this technology you're going to see tonight. And he kind of got the same skepticism that everybody else did. He wanted to see the science. So we were very, very blessed. Our friend had a relationship with the lead developer of the product. And we didn't know he was this world-renowned scientist, researcher. So we got to meet with him for over 2 hours, and he explained to us why he believed that it could potentially help my husband. So my husband got on, so did I. Our son was shortly thereafter. And my husband, it was interesting because he didn't feel anything ALS specific for over a year, but he continued to take it because he understood the science. He understood this was going to the root cause of what was going on potentially. So about a year later, started feeling some differences, some changes. Things were getting better. Went to the doctor that he had been seeing for years, and the doctor's scratching his head going, I don't know what you're doing, but I don't see any progression in you. And actually, I see you getting better in a lot of places. And so I was at that, and he said, you know, I know your son's a teenager now, but I think you're going to be around to see him get married and have kids. And, you know, it's been a crazy couple years now to think back. You know, that doctor, I don't think he realized it, but he gave us our hope card back. And the picture on the other side there is my husband and our son now. He's 20. He's a Marine reservist. He's going to school and working. Great kid. And as you can see, my husband is alive and well. He still has ALS. He's not cured, but he has fine motor skill. He still has fine motor skill issues, but he started driving 6 years ago. He's no longer using a wheelchair or walker. His quality of life has gotten so much better. A lot of times when I tell our story to people, they're like, maybe he never had ALS, or maybe he doesn't, you know. And I tell them he was diagnosed 4 times by 4 of the leading neurologists. And they all would, I don't think they would put their reputation on the line to diagnose my husband with something that he didn't have. So just very, very blessed. There will never, ever, ever be a time that we're not on the products. But that is why I'm doing what I'm doing tonight. So thank you so much for joining. And I'll get to my story a little bit later. So what are we talking about here? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hate when that happens. Let's see. There we go. So we're talking about biohacking. And what is biohacking? I love this definition. It's taking control of a complex system, specifically our own biology, in order to achieve a desired outcome. Or going even further into biohacking, it's using science and technology to become our absolute best versions of ourselves through nutrigenomics. Another new word. What is nutrigenomics? Nutrigenomics is how naturally occurring compounds, they actually go to your DNA and they can change your DNA. That is so awesome. And it's, I love this slide because it's showing the two slides from the Today Show. You know, when you hit the Today Show, it's you got big news here. By 2014, nutrigenomics and this natural compounds is a $600 billion industry. So this is real. This is very, very real. It's not some made up thing. And the Today Show side is more the business side, and also just validating what we have. So the next slide is the ABC Primetime Investigative Report that was done on the company. And what I tell people, when you're watching this, if you're a guest, get out a piece of paper, have a piece of paper handy, start writing down names of people that come to your mind, because you're going to be hearing some things in this video about different illnesses and diseases. If somebody pops to your mind, maybe that's God or somebody tapping you on the shoulder saying they need to hear about this, whatever you decide to do, because maybe it's not for you tonight. Maybe you're going to watch this and you're going to find out that it's for somebody else. So I'm going to start this, and then I'm going to be quiet, and then I'll join you back in a few minutes. And then right after is the update of what the company's been doing since, and our big product line. So here. The following is an ABC Primetime Investigative Report that aired in 2005.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig. Dr. McCord, okay. I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist. This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And as decades of experiments, they have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
There we go.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company. They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body,
Leading to disease.
leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. So the result? Oxidative stress, and we all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells. But as we get older, some of those toxic radicals overwhelm our enzymes and wreak their havoc. For a long time, scientists thought that antioxidant vitamins like C and E would lower it, but they don't.
And it's turned out in just the last 5 years or so, they're not good enough tools. They're not powerful enough.
But this pill, he says, is powerful enough. In fact, many times more powerful. So, doctor, how often do I take these? And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment. Doesn't taste bad. It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Whether that will lead to longer life is still unknown. Experiments to see if mice live longer are about to get underway, but it's a tantalizing theory.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
I wouldn't put it that way, but we may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how we can slow it down. And so you can see the age-related.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old.
They all are reduced to the level of oxidative stress that one would expect, frankly, in a newborn or a very young child.
Back to the oxidative stress levels of a child? It sounds too good to be true. Will Protandim work on me? But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result, my level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed. Would you suggest I keep taking this supplement?
I would.
And so, ancient Eastern healing and modern Western medicine may soon be working together. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses. It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks, even mental disease. Yes, depression, Alzheimer's disease, depression. But we do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. And I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it. The company that makes Protandim says its tests show the pill, made from ingredients used for centuries, is absolutely safe. But because it's being sold as a nutritional supplement and not a drug, Protandim does not need FDA approval for safety. Protandim NRF2 is protected by 7 U.S. patents. Major universities and government agencies initiated and continue self-funded studies following the ABC Primetime Investigative Report you just viewed that originally aired back in 2005. These studies continue to reveal more scientific evidence about Protandim NRF2's unique benefits and to evaluate how this anti-aging breakthrough can prevent and improve many of the problems associated with aging. The next video will bring you up to date on what happened next.
So the vitality stack starts with the basic foundation, Nerve 1, Nerve 2 Probio, to which we added the new product Omega Plus.
Nerve 1 is helping specifically our mitochondrial function. It's helping the number of mitochondria that we need, so it helps the energy state, and it's also helping as far as what the blueprint is being followed, what genes are being expressed. Unfortunately, mitochondria, they produce free radicals, and oxidative stress is actually increased the more powerful they are and the more in use they are. So we need to take Protandim Nerve 2 alongside with it to decrease that free radicals, to decrease that oxidative stress that's happening. And that's why we also call it a 1-2 punch, because not only are we helping our mitochondria function normally, but we need to clean up the debris that happens with a good functioning mitochondria.
The probiotic that we have, it's going to improve the health of the gut, which is where 80% of your immune system starts.
So to have the company create a probio that has well-immune in it, that helps to calm that immune response, and in a timely fashion where it actually gets throughout the whole intestinal tract to address the immune system.
The omega-3s are an essential component of our cell membranes, and omega-3 deficiency makes that cell membrane not function very well. We need those omega-3s to keep our cell membranes, our nervous system, our brain healthy. The other thing, vitamin D is something that is just essential from all aspects. It improves immune systems. I think when you combine all of these products together, you've got the home run.
We're going to continue to be at the forefront of nutrigenomics, coming up with scientific products that are proven to get a better benefit than you could possibly get by just taking those ingredients alone and then applying that to the biohacking outcomes of our customers today.
Woohoo! Yay, I love that. I can't tell you how many times I've seen it, and I just learn something new every single time. So I'm going to go over a few things, cover a few things, and then go over some other products and part of the business opportunity, and then we'll get you on with your night. So as you saw, originally aired in 2005. The company story is that when that aired, we've been publicly traded. You can see publicly traded. You can go on the NASDAQ and look up LFBN, and you can see we've been around since 2003. We originally started in GNC and Rite Aids and things like that. And what happened is that when Dr. McCord was running the company, and after that ABC Primetime Investigative Report came out, over $5 million worth of sales came in. Well, Dr. McCord was not ready to handle that, and the company almost went under, and you can see where the stock went up to about 120 and then it plummeted. And so what happened was in 2009, the company was brought to network marketing or direct sales, and they did a side-by-side comparison. They kept it in the stores and everything, and then they let a group of professional network marketers who are our forefathers of LifeVantage in network marketing go run side by side, and it was a huge, over $10 million that first year. So they took it off the shelves. You can no longer find it. You can only find it through distributors. And it was a good decision, because then from 10 million to over $200 million a year, and now we're growing even more. I'll talk a little bit more about that. But universities, what did happen, which was really cool after the ABC Primetime Investigative Report happened, is that universities and institutions started calling Dr. McCord saying, I need this product. We need to study your product. Well, now there's 23 peer-reviewed studies and papers. That'll be the next slide here. This isn't even all of them, but here's some biggies. American Heart Association, you guys, this is huge, huge, huge. We are the only supplement that has ever been published in what's called Circulation Magazine. That is the magazine for cardiologists, the only supplement which blows my mind. And that's so important. And the last month, we had one of the top 11 cardiologists in the world. She's the top woman, but she's from India. She joined LifeVantage as a distributor because she is like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And everybody needs to hear about this activation. So we're not a supplement, we activate pathways. And so the other thing I wanted to bring up here is the 3 pharmaceutical companies, and I'll say something about those other later because I think it's really cool that our supplement has peer-reviewed science from other pharmaceutical companies. That kind of cracks me up. So the next slide we're going to talk about is, we're going to go a little bit more into what is oxidative stress. I like using the analogy, I have a social services background. I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV. No bueno. So for me, it's like, okay, I want easy terms. How can I explain this easily that people will understand? Oxidative stress, cut an apple, and that brown, that's oxidation, that's oxidative stress. That's what's happening on the inside of our body. Where is it caused from? What is it, radiation, jet fumes, these cell phones, gasoline, actually working out causes oxidative stress. And well, and what are things that are associated with that? You can read on this list: macular, renal degeneration, cataracts, diabetes, chronic fatigue, atherosclerosis, endothelial dysfunction, chronic inflammation. There's on and on and on. Stroke, autism, cancer. So many, over 200 diseases and illnesses are connected to oxidative stress. We have the only supplement that's proven to reduce oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days and up to 70% in 120 days. Mind blowing. Business opportunity and to help people. I could not be more excited about what we have our hands on. So before, we're going to talk about how we get rid of this oxidative stress. Before, just like Dr. McCord said, we had direct antioxidants. One bad guy, one free radical to one good guy, one antioxidant molecule. We call it one and done. There is no way that you can take enough antioxidants ever to make a difference. So, so that's old technology. So what we have is called NRF2 activation. And what that means is, I love analogies, you guys. Again, I like to keep it simple. Say that there's a house fire and you go bring a Dixie cup of water and you start throwing it on that house fire. That's not going to do anything versus activating a system. So say there's a sprinkler system in your whole house. All you do is flip on that switch. That's what taking this pill does. It activates that pathway. Amazing. Plus it also increases your body's production for catalase, glutathione, and SOD, superoxide dismutase, which in themselves are huge issues that need to be resolved too. And we do that as well. It's crazy, 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 crazy. Uh-oh. My here, I have to figure this out. There we go. So a lot of people, when they hear this, they're like, oh, I can go to the store, these 5 natural ingredients. I can mix my own, Jennifer. I don't need to spend this. And I said, well, that's what's patented. That's why. I'm like, no, you can't. You can't go to the store and do this on your own, because what's patented is the synergy, the synergistic effect of these 5 natural ingredients. Usually it's 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 = 5. But not in our math, not LifeVantage math. 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 = 18 times the effectiveness. That is why we have the patents that we have. It is amazing, amazing, amazing. I ask people all the time, do you want to age quick or do you want to age slow? You get the choice. That's, you know. So the next two slides are specific studies that were done. This first slide is not on our specific product, but it's on NRF2 activation. And it says, you guys, this is huge. Washington State did a study in 2015 that says NRF2 may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. History of medicine. Like, that is mind-blowing. It's going to change everything. And nobody knows about us yet. It just, I can't imagine, like, our son's been taking the product since he was 11, I think. And now he's a bodybuilder. I should post that picture. He just won first place in his division, and he would never, ever be without our products. And here's another cool thing. We have over 750 doctors that have joined LifeVantage as distributors. I've never seen another network marketing company that has so many people, doctors, and guess what? They're hearing about it the same way as you are tonight by watching this video and hearing about this presentation. Crazy, 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 crazy. They're not teaching this in med school yet. They don't even know about it. Here's my other favorite story. How many people here know somebody with MS? Several people. And this was a really cool study. It was done by Biogenetics, which is a pharmaceutical company. And guess what? They paid for this, probably millions of dollars. They compared LifeVantage's Protandim NRF2 to BG12. And BG12 at that time wasn't FDA approved. So that's why it went by its code name or whatever, the name that they were doing the study. Well, that now it is FDA approved. It's called Tecfidera. You can look it up. The cool thing is this study says, interestingly, Protandim, a dietary supplement consisting of herbal ingredients, was the most potent inducer and therefore may be the most suited as a therapeutic strategy. Hello. And by the way, Tecfidera has a class action lawsuit for brain infection because of it being a pharmaceutical, because pharmaceuticals have toxicity levels that cause all these. That's why things are FDA approved, because they want to make sure, the FDA wants to make sure they're not going to be killing or not killing enough people, like the benefits outweigh the risks. So to me, hands down, no brainer. Can't even imagine. Just can't even imagine. So NRF2, I'll end it with this. Again, reduces oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days. Recently, the NIA, the National Institute of Aging, funded a study and found that Protandim was the only natural supplement that proved extended lifespan in male mice, an average of 7%. What could you do with 7% more life and health? Because you're healthier. What could you do? It gets me kind of teary-eyed. May is the month that both of my parents passed away 8 and 9 years ago. And I'm like, if they had 7% more of their life, they would have seen our son graduate from boot camp. So to me, that this would have been amazing. So super excited. Amazing. So next I'm going to talk about what Dr. Rodardi was talking about, mitochondrial dysfunction, and that's our NRF1 pathway. That's a different pathway, the 1-2 punch. She said they work together. What is mitochondrial dysfunction? It is when the cells break down and the mitochondria convert food into energy. And that's where all of our cellular energy comes from. And if you have mitochondrial dysfunction, then these are a lot of the diseases and illnesses that are associated with that. Epilepsy, Huntington's, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, Lou Gehrig's. That's what my husband has. It makes sense. He got on this product as soon as it came out. And like I said, he's not cured, but he is doing so much better. Oh, and I forgot to tell you this. In 2014, my husband's story has been heard by so many people. A Duke University researcher actually got 13 years of my husband's records, medical records, and has done a paper on my husband with Protandim specifically and ALS, which is amazing. So we know what those switches are at LifeVantage, and we know how to turn them on. So here's the NRF1, the bio sheet, the wrap sheet. Increases cellular energy, which is the ATP, improves performance through energy production, enhances cellular health, so we could be at our peak performance. Also improves sleep quality. Oh my gosh, you guys. When I started taking this a couple years ago, I have never slept so good. I dream, I get into that REM sleep. And for me, you know, we do not have magic pills. They're not magic pills. I think what it does is it activates this pathway, so it helps our body be able to heal itself. Like when you sleep, that's when your body heals. And it all just adds up to different things. Plus it boosts mitochondria production and slows the cellular aging. So again, 1-2 punch, NRF1, NRF2. I'm going to run through a couple other our product lines. Our probiotic, best on the market, hands down. I love it. Doesn't need to be refrigerated. Awesome. Has 2 patented technology. One is the BioTrack system. And what that is, that's the coating. So this is one of the products you can't crush. You need to actually swallow it, but it's really small. You swallow it, it actually makes it to your intestines. Dr. Ridardi said, I think 80% of all of our gut health, our body health is through our gut. And most survival rates of probiotics is about 4% because it never makes it through to your stomach or through the stomach acid. Our patented BioTrack technology has a survival rate of over 60%, which is amazing. The other thing is Wellmune. Wellmune is the other patented technology that we have, and it supports optimal digestion and immune function. So again, things that are associated with leaky gut or, you know, brain gut access, huge. And then our Mega Plus, yay, pretty new here on the market. I love showing people, okay, so here's our Mega product, and I always challenge people to if they're taking a fish oil, I dare you to go in and take your Omega and chew it. Ours is so good. It tastes like, I'm not gonna, usually you would just swallow this because you swallow the whole pill. You don't usually chew your Omega, but it doesn't taste like fish at all. It tastes lemon lime. It tastes so good, so you don't have those fish burps. Ugh. I've been taking fish oil for years, and I could not stand the fish oil, the fishy smell. And we found out that actually, if it does taste fishy, it's going rancid. So it's not good for you. Ugh. And then one of the other doctors went over some other vitamin D. We also have vitamin D, omega-3, omega-7. And the other really cool thing I love about our Omega product is on the bottom of the bottle, there's a tracking code, and you can actually go on our LifeVantage site and you can see the exact boat that your fish oil came from, which I think is so cool. And if again, what I went over is the NRF1, 2 probiotic, and the Omega, and that's our Vitality Stack. For optimal health, it's $5 a day. What is your health worth? Is it worth $5 a day, or are you stuck on that Starbucks coffee? I don't know. You get to choose whatever you want to do. I choose this. Plus, it's free shipping, and I love that. So next we have our brain food, or Axio. So tonight, I think I have red raspberry tonight because I'm pretty sensitive to caffeine, and that's one of our decafs. But what I love to say about this is this handwriting sample. This handwriting sample is actually a friend of mine. And it's Dr. Brett Brimhall that was on the video there talking about our products. And he talked about, this is his nephew's handwriting sample. His nephew was 9. I was actually on a presentation when he was explaining this. So I can tell you from him, this was his nephew. And his nephew had several learning issues, and he wanted to tell his brother, but he didn't for over a year. And when he finally did tell him, because he was afraid, because it was network marketing and he didn't want to be judged. So when he finally told him and his brother did get on the products, you can see here, that's 1 week, 1 week after 1 week of NRF2, Protandim, and Axio. And he was saying that it's been amazing to see the transformation of this nephew he, you know, was the last in the class and everybody made fun of him. And now he has pride, and he can concentrate better, and he can focus better. And obviously he's getting better grades. So he has a better relationship with his teacher. This is why I do what I do, is to hear these stories of this great, God is so good, so blessed. Our next thing is our True Science anti-aging cream system. We are the only NRF2 activated skincare line, patented. That is huge. The last big thing was retinol. And if you knew what retinol did to your skin, you can go on nrf2science.com and you can see there's a study that has all this red inflammation. And that's why when you take retinol, it kind of puffs up your face. So it gets rid of wrinkles, but at the expense of your face health. That's not how our system works. It has this NRF2 activation. Also does great things for wrinkles. LSU, Louisiana State University, did a study on skin cancer with our NRF2 product. So very, very positive. And then who could forget about our dogs? Actually, our dogs are in the other room. My husband's taking care of them because sometimes they bark. And if I ever pick up the bottle of Pet Tandem, they love Pet Tandem. You think about it, dogs age 7 times faster. Their oxidative stress levels are way high. This is Doggy Pro Tandem. It's awesome. And recently our dogs were at the vet, and the vet said, "Are these guys like 5 years old?" And I'm like, "No, they're 12. It's amazing. Amazing, amazing." And finally, we have our physique weight management system. And I love my husband. It's so funny. For being such a skeptical guy, he got on the physique weight management system when it came out a couple of years ago, actually 2.5. He lost 27 pounds. He's kept almost 25 of it off for the last 2 years. And now he loves it. He has a shake every morning, fat burn, probiotic, and cleanse every day. He does the system, and he loves it. I take it as well. And love it. I can't take the protein shake, full disclosure, because I'm allergic to whey, but love everything else. And so that is, and it targets your visceral fat. So I'm going to end up here talking a little bit about my story and the business side. And so I tell people, if you're not interested, you may know somebody is, but my side of the story is that I came from a social services background, 0 sales, did not like sell, don't want to be sold to, but I love health and wellness. And when my husband, Stephen, was diagnosed, we went to half of our income. And I don't care if you go to half of your income, it's going to change your life. We had to move and downsize, and it was really hard. We were good planners. We had good life insurance, and the doctors told us, if you can swing it, go on disability and go make memories. And we did, and all those memories cost money. And so I had to find something, because he had, as you heard in the beginning, he had this slow progression, which was great, but we spent all this money, and I thought he was going to pass away, and he didn't. And so I'm like, I have to go find something. And so I started researching network marketing, and I'm like, hey, this is a real industry. It's a $189 billion industry. And oh, by the way, 82% of all women that make 6 figures or more do it in network marketing. So then I started researching what and how, who are the good companies, why. And I've gone over several of those things today. I'm going to talk about, for our story, in less than 3 years, with an amazing team of people, I was able to make up that 50% deficit in my husband's lack of income. And so I am just so blessed and honored to be sitting on this side and be able to say that, I have time and financial freedom, and it's been incredible. And that's what I want to do, is help other people, if they see this vision, help them with that. So this innovation adoption curve here was introduced by Everett Rogers in 1962. And he talks about this, S curve, and every successful company goes through it. If you make it, 80% of all businesses are gone in the first 5 years. So obviously we made it through that. Where is LifeVantage in this? You can see right there where the black dot is. We are just about ready to hit momentum. And what we know is if you were in a company before it hits momentum, you are going to take part of 80% of the revenue of the company for the lifetime of the company. So we are poised so perfectly with this. And I'm super excited because we keep getting all these amazing distributors online that people that are well known, and more people are going to know about it. Where is LifeVantage right now? We're roughly about 80,000 active distributors in the whole world. The Direct Selling Association says if you can find a network marketing opportunity that has less than 150,000 active distributors and you get busy and start sharing, you're going to partake in that 80%. So we're great timing, you guys. We have timing. And then we just launched, we're in 17 countries now, and things are really starting to ramp up. So when I talk about money, I like to say these are real figures. We're publicly traded, so all of our income, we have an income disclosure statement. You can find it on lifevantage.com, front page, scroll down to the bottom right there. I was in a couple other network marketing companies. I couldn't find their income disclosure statement, or it's like 10 pages deep. They don't want you to see it. We are very proud of what we have. I'll just speak briefly. The Pro 3 level is about $500, the monthly average, about $580 residual. Back in 2008, when the when the housing market crashed, we know that extra $300 a month would have saved 80% of the foreclosures. We have an answer. It takes work. It's network marketing, not netwish marketing, but we have something so extraordinary. There is nothing on the market. We're unique, we're consumable, and the numbers just keep going up. And all the ranks is just how much product goes through your business. Sorry about that. I thought that was turned off. Sorry about that. Okay. So how do we get paid? Okay. I don't know what it's doing. I apologize. So, we get paid. I'm going to just talk about two different philosophies. One is time for money. That's the linear income. That's what we're used to. And we get paid very handsomely. Our bonus, our Smart Start bonus, is 40%, and you would get paid that on the value of the products the very next week, which is amazing. Plus another 8% goes out to everything else. But that's not really why people join network marketing if they want to make money. Why they join is what's called leveraged income. And leverage and residual, those are kind of two different things. That's why. So that's when you share with somebody, say you have 10 hours a week to work on your business. Well, you introduce it into 5 other people, and those 5 other people can only work 10 hours. Guess what? That's 60 hours of work that goes into your business. And that's how things build. And you can see the royalty business bonuses when it starts proliferating down into, when you have 5 people, and to those 5 add 5, and then you have 25 and 125. It is crazy. That's why network marketing has the most millionaires of any business, because of this system. And I'll only talk about one other way we get paid. We get paid 8 different ways, but the elite bonus pool. And why I want to talk about it is the culture that this bonus pool, the gentlemen that developed this plan were so brilliant, because what they do is they pool the 4% of the total monthly global commissionable sales, and then they divide it up within the top leaders. And then with those leaders, everybody's a part of everybody's company, everybody's business. So you don't get this like, this is my team and that's my team. We are all Team LifeVantage. And I love that. I love it. And so then how do you get started? Well, there's 2 ways to get started if you're interested. One is you can become a preferred customer. We love customers. my gosh, 2,700 people on our team, 85% are all just product users. And the cool thing is that distributors pay the same amount as customers. But if you do see the business opportunity, there's 3 ways to get involved. One, we have the Platinum Pack. That's $1,250. With that, you get multiple things, many of our product lines, and you get to try everything. You also get 2 tickets to our next event. And if you're going to do this as a business, it's like, you know, going to college. This is our college. This is our schooling. This is our education. 2 tickets to the next event. And then you get all of them. You get free website, free app to run your whole business. No other company. You don't have to pay yearly fees. I had to pay yearly fees and website fees every month in my other companies that I was in. $650, you get less product and you get 1 ticket to the next event. Or the Silver Pack for $350, even less product, and that one doesn't come with any tickets to the events, but we meet people where they're at. So that's it, you guys. When people hear this, they come usually in one of 3 places. Thank you, not interested. 2, oh my gosh, I got to get on this product right now, or I got to become a distributor right now. Get back with the person that invited you and tell them where you're at. Or 3, I have some questions, like either about the products or about the business. Get those questions answered, and then you know, make a decision, because time keeps going by. And I will tell you, I'll end on a really quick story here. I was doing a training in Iowa, and one of the ladies was telling me that her neighbor had cancer, and she didn't tell the neighbor because she was afraid of what the neighbor was going to think about her being in network marketing. And a family member ended up telling the lady about the products, and she ended up becoming a distributor because she had such a great response with her cancer. And she went over to the neighbor and said, "Hey, I have to tell you about something. I'm super excited." And she said, "I'm already a distributor." And the neighbor was so mad that she didn't share with her because she had cancer, that they're no longer friends. So people will hear about it, you guys. And do you want to be the person that tells your friends and family, or do you want somebody else? So thank you everyone so much. I'm going to go back off of screen share here. Hold on 1 second. Hold on here. Sorry, where is that? There we go. Stop share. Awesome. And I'm going to stop